The Synchro Link Festival is here, and I see no better way to chase Charles than with Charles. We're going to be taking in our custom Noble Knight deck into the new event, and we're going to be getting some wins. Now, this deck, I've tested it a little bit before this video, and we have just been dominating the event so far, crushing the likes of Sword Soul, which seems pretty common, which I'm not surprised about. Sword Soul was going to be one of the top runners, but we're just crushing. It is honestly unreal. It's unfair. This deck's disgusting. We're gonna just jump in. We're gonna have a good time. We're gonna play a couple of games, show off some combos. It's not really a ton different to our original deck list. Again, luckily, all we had to really remove was the likes of Maxi, and Maxi was a major weakness of this deck, so we're kind of loving life. There's quite a lot of ways for us to play through the majority of interruptions. The only thing I'm back and forth on is whether or not I want to include more copies of Diabell Star the Black Witch. I may drop down my Crimson Chevalier. She's really cool. I just haven't been using her an awful lot. Again, her status as a level 1 warrior fire tuner is very coveted though, so she does hold value, so I'm holding on to her, but I do kind of want to play some more Diabell Star. We'll see maybe where that balance lands over the next couple of games if we end up changing it, but that's the one thing I'm sort of thinking about. But anyways, if you want to get in, we're just going to hop in, play some combos. It's going to be fun time. So if you want to catch more content like this coming up every single day, you can subscribe. That's what we're doing. You can like this video as well if you actually enjoy watching. I see no reason to waste too much time here at the beginning. Let's just hop right in. Alright, game one, nice and easy. Another coin toss win there. That is perfect. Hopefully our opponent doesn't have too much in the way of interruption. Not because I can't play through it, but more because I want to show people who are new to Noble Knights the combos, right? So it's it's not a rigid combo, but it's a very reliable combo, is what I'll say. Okay, this is a cool hand. This is not a terrible hand. I can live with this. Okay, we're going to go Heritage of the Chalice. We got Call By and Cross Out, which is nice. Not quite as many hand traps as you would think, so we might end up cutting Cross Out. We'll see. So we get to grab a card from deck to hand. So normally under these circumstances, you grab Ogier. I'm just looking to see if we have any reason not to. I don't believe we do. Yes, sir. Everything here seems fine. Yep, let's grab Ogier. Good stuff, good stuff. Now we're going to normal summon the Ogier. It's going to mill a card from deck to grave. We're going to send, normally you send either the Turpin or you will send Gearfried to grave. I have in the past been sending Gearfried first off Gear's effect, and I think that's been a small misplay. I should definitely be sending Turpin first because the princess can send Gearfried at a later point, which is a little bit more useful. I don't think we're playing Velar in this deck, so I think I have to call by that. Let me see. Let's go Call By, yeah. I would like this to resolve. It's kind of how we're going to get into our combo because we didn't open up any of our extenders or our big starters. But this is not terrible. If you want to make like starting the combo a little bit more consistent, I haven't had too much issues with it because I'm running enough extenders to where I can normally just like jump over an interruption. But if you're wanting to run more dedicated starters, you could consider things like the Sublimation Knight, which is a little bit more flexible going in the Assault. There's a lot of ways you can play this deck. There really is. We're going to send a Fire Warrior to grave, ideally one that we can special summon from hand. We've got a few options. We've got Renaud, Fireflint Lady. These are our main two. We can't really use you very well from hand. I think we're going to go for the Fireflint Lady because we can use Renaud to much greater effect later in our turn if we happen to get access to him. So I think that's totally fine. We're going to go for Joyeuse, the Sword of Charles. Hell yeah, we're going to activate Joyeuse, we're going to destroy it, we're going to grab the Fireflint Lady from graveyard back to hand. We're still protected from the likes of an Ash Blossom as well, so let's remember that. We're protected from Ash, Imperm, Ash and Imperm really, honestly. That's what I'm saying, Crossout might not be the way, unironically, although if he does end up activating Ash, it will save us. Okay, so we're going to use these two. Maybe we want to vary our hand trap targets for our Crossout, maybe lean a little bit heavier into it, but I'm very hesitant to do that because it's limited to one, man. If we had like maybe 2 or 3 Crossout, okay, I could maybe see what you're saying, picking up what you're putting down, but nah, chief. This card's link summon. Okay, right, so we're going to use this summon effect. On summon, you normally just want to grab like a random card to discard later. Normally, I grab the Neospace Connector because I'll either discard it for value or I will keep it for next turn for follow-up, both of which are really good. You don't want to add a card that you want to use because whatever card you add off of Isolde, you can't use later in the turn, essentially. So we're going to go for... So we're going to send for a level 1. Given that we don't have very many equips in hand, what I'm going to do, I may just send the Cursed Bamboo Sword and forego the Angelic Ring in this game. Reason being, the Angelic Ring is fantastic if by the end of the turn you're able to set up a very comfortable board. The Bamboo Sword, however, is a little bit more versatile and helps you set up whenever you don't have very many equips in hand. And in this circumstance, we have 0. So I'm going to send the Bamboo Sword. It may end up being unnecessary. We may end up being able to resolve the combo anyway, but I would rather have the security of having the additional equip in hand. So our Ricardo's going to bring back Augear from the graveyard. Bamboo Sword going to add the regular Bamboo Sword from deck to hand, which is awesome. You could even like argue that like the Golden Bamboo Sword to draw multiple cards has a place in this deck because of how consistently you're able to do this particular play. But you don't want to send Cursed Bamboo Sword every time off of his sold, because if you have a decent hand, you want to send Angelic Ring, so you can use it during the end phase of the turn. So it's a bit of a mixed bag, but I'm just floating options your way, right? I'm just saying words. You can take that advice on board. You can play around with that if you want. I personally don't, but it's a very, very valid option. So we're going to go Angelica now. Angelica's going to activate. We're going to get searching for our Noble Arms Museum. Perfection. Going to activate the museum. This is where I wish I had Turpin Engrave, but again, I wasn't able to get Turpin Engrave because I didn't have another extender, basically. So no Turpin is a little bit unfortunate, but not the end of the world. We're going to use the Augear then. Augear is going to target Angelica. That's going to trigger Angelica's effect, who will basically dodge the targeting, and it sends a Fire Warrior from deck to graveyard. We're going to send our Turpin here. Turpin is more important than Gearfried. Send the Turpin, banish itself, and then it'll replace itself with Roland, Knight Captain of the Noble Knights. Infernoble Knight Captain Roland. Now what we want to do is we want to equip Roland. Now the ordering of this is fairly important. You want to equip Roland with the Durandal that you searched for from your field spell. If you don't have this, or you already used this earlier in the turn, any equip spell will do. Just make sure you equip it first. And before using it, you activate Turpin in the graveyard. You want to summon a Turpin to the field, which you could only do if you control a monster equipped with a card. So summon the Turpin first. Then before you do anything else, you use your Durandal to grab yourself your follow-up. So we're going to pop this. We're going to grab ourselves, given our hand, I think the Chevalier. And again, this is where the Chevalier comes in handy, because I can grab her now. And then, because I don't have Gearfried Engrave, Renaud doesn't have much value. So the Chevalier, we can grab her, and that'll set up our Angelic Ring later in the turn. So that is honestly perfect. There you go. So now we've got Turpin and Roland. We're going to Synchro Summon into the great Charles himself. Infernoble Knight Emperor Charles. Now we need to equip him with a card. We're going to equip him with Roland. Excellent. There we are. Captain Roland. We're not going to pop a card. We're going to link summon using our Charles into the Great Emperor Charles. Emperor Charles the Great, sorry, I should say. Then we're going to use Charles's effect. We're going to equip onto him the Synchro version from the graveyard. Hell yeah. Then we can use our field spell. And we can summon our equipped Charles out to the field. So we're going to summon Charles back to the board once more. Out it comes. Once again. Now, we need to equip him with a card, and this is where the Bamboo Sword comes in handy. This is why we grabbed this card earlier in the turn. We're going to use the Bamboo Sword, equip it onto Charles, and now we can go into a second Charles. That is the value of the Bamboo Sword. That is why it's here. Gotta run it. It's so good. And see, in these situations where you're an equip short, and whenever you're at the Isolde stage, the easiest way of making that decision is, do you have an equip spell in hand? If yes, you can send Angelic Ring. If no, you need to send the Bamboo Sword, because you will not be able to summon your second Charles if you do not have an equip. So that is totally fine. We're going to grab Charles here from the graveyard. That's all good. Now we're going to use the Courageous Crimson Chevalier. We're going to target specifically the one that has the equipped card. Has to be the one with the equipped card. We can equip that with Angelic Ring from our deck. There we go. Perfect. And now we will... Oh, hang on. This card has text on it. Destroy this card if you do, your opponent cannot... Ah, what? That's awful. I'm not using that effect at all. And then, yeah, here we just passed. We're going to set a... Do we even set Crossout? I'll set Crosshair just in case he has like an imperm or something. Then we'll go end phase. And during the end phase, our Charles will equip onto himself an equip spell from the graveyard. We're going to grab back the Rendell because it'll be pretty useful for follow-up. And we also get to equip him with a monster from deck. We're going to equip on Ogier to protect him from destruction. So that is pretty solid. Now, the reason I was iffy on whether or not we should set Crossout is because we do have the ability to quick play equip Roland from the graveyard onto one of our Charles, and when we do, we get to pop a card. So we have one spell, with 2 spell trap card negates, 3, another spell negate here, and a pop. So not a lot of monster-based interaction, but that's, you know what, totally a-okay. Kwakamiru Guardian. That's interesting. Adamancipators. That's very interesting, huh? We've got a lot of spell trap negates, not a lot of, I'm gonna activate Crossout now. What are we gonna remove from our deck? Let me see. I'm gonna Crossout Imperm. I don't think he's gonna, like, I don't think that's a card he can use or anything like that. But I do think that we need this zone open ASAP for a Roland play. For sure. Oh, Roxy's. That's tough. See, Guardian's a real fucking problem. Guardian is an issue. I probably should have forced it off the rip. I really should have forced it. But then again, if he had Analyzer in hand, he could have went Analyzer instead. So it doesn't make a tremendous difference one way or the other. Okay, Roxy's going to activate. Okay, Mirror Guardian. So if I activate Roland and Grave, that is a monster effect. He had the Kwakamiru Supplier. Okay, Dropsies. Okay, I'm going to turn my toggle off for now. Like, the Guardian makes my life very difficult. I'm not going to lie. It makes my life very difficult. Doodle-doo. Okay. Okay, Dropsies will activate, gaining 1,000 life points. Going to summon out another monster. Oh, they added a little animation for when you gain life points? I didn't know that. That's neat. So no, you can't do things like Gallant Granite and such. So I'm just trying to see like the end board. You know what I mean? I'm trying to like see what that is. When a monster effect is activated, a quick effect, you contribute to this card and you get the activation if you do destroy that monster. Okay. Pocket Mirror Supplier. So, right, riddle me this. What does he do if he doesn't hit a tuner here? You know what I mean? Fuck! Of course he hits a tuner. Of course he does. Damn, man, I got fucking played. I got played like a damn fiddle. It was a fucking setup. It was a setup. We were set up to field from the beginning. Oh no, this is not good. Oh, Doki Doki is a really good hit there. Oh, well, he doesn't have any zones free to summon anything. Oh no, but it's not a non-summon effect. It's an ignition effect. Shit. Okay, so you can go Dragite here and start mopping up my board. That's pretty annoying. I'm not gonna lie. I'm gonna go Roland, I guess. It's definitely getting negated. It's definitely getting negated by Guardian. There's no way this resolves. Right? There's like a 0% chance this actually resolves. I've got everything on this guy. I should really have spread my equips a little bit. I didn't have a choice. I mean, I guess I could have equipped these two onto him. Yeah, I could have done that. Okay, we're gonna use this one. It's gonna Guardian this. Yeah, that's fine. Okay. Activate Dragout. Oh, 1, 2, 3. Oh, 3 is big. 3 is so big. Damn, we go up against the one deck that doesn't play any spells or traps. What the fuck? That shit is fucked. That's fucked. Oh. Listen, alright. That's the first Adamancipator I've come across, actually. I forgot that they were even a real deck with no block dragon, but yeah, no, they actually are. The deck works a lot better against any opponent that wants to play spells or traps. Trust, right? We weren't able to put up Gear Fruit there because of the early attempted negate. Or sorry, no, just because we didn't have the extender in hand, sorry. Yeah, I mean, he just had us dialed in. I don't think there was any play we could have made there that was different. The Kwakai Mirror Guardian off the rip was just rough. Even if we have activated Roland right away to get him to either tribute or pop off the rip, he had Supplier in hand, and we know he did that because he banished it later off of Roxy's, so we could have summoned Supplier and then still had his Rock for Researcher, and it literally would not have made the slightest bit of difference. So, next game. Alright, getting into our second game, winning another coin toss. That's handy. I'll take it. Okay, that first game was unfortunate. Adamancipator being a deck that, of course, doesn't play any spells or traps, really, other than a couple of searching ones here and there. Really put us on the back foot, but against most decks, we are fairly competent, so, I mean, I'm hoping we don't see a repeat occurrence here. What have you got that is activatable off the rip? What? I'm assuming that it's just like a slow connection thing. There's no way you have, like, is Shifter legal in this event? I don't think Shifter's legal. And there's no way you're playing Thunder Dragons because what value would they represent? Okay, we're gonna start with Neospace Connector then. Neospace Connector gonna activate. We're going to summon out our Aqua Dolphin. Do I need to negate that? Man, Ricardo in hand fucking hurts, man. We might have to run 2 of them. We might have to. Having this guy in hand really sucks. I'm gonna call by. Okay, that's fine. We'll just make it work. It's fine. So Ash is now gone. So we're going to use Aqua Dolphin here. We do have an Ash of our own that is now dead, of course, as well. So we're going to use Aqua Dolphin's effect. We're going to discard the Joyous Spring. Gonna get a look at that hand, see if we can pop anything with 800 attack or less. Just even the information of knowing what we're up against will be very helpful. You gonna show me? Impulse. Oh, we're against Rescueus. Oh, okay. Rescueus gonna attribute itself to special summon a Rescueus monster from the deck. Gonna summon out Fire Engine. Only spells. Interesting, okay. Fire Engine's gonna kinda suck, but I think we should be able to manage. Alright, gonna go for these two into our Isolde. Can activate Isolde. We're gonna grab a card here to use as discard fodder. He will be able to Fire Engine, summon out a monster from deck. So we can summon out another searching card. He can summon out the little draw 2 dude. He can summon Hydrant. Probably wants Hydrant. No, he's going Airlifter. Airlifter for the field spell also makes a lot of sense. Yep, also makes a lot of sense. We're going to grab ourselves a Neospace Connector. Okay. I guess we could also grab Renaud here, but we just... Well, no, you can't actually, because it doesn't let you special summon or activate. Yeah. So, yeah, no, we can't do that. So we're going to use this ult then. We're going to mill... Oh, if we mill one, what do we grab? We grab Renaud. Renaud does pretty much exactly nothing, because we don't have anything really significant for it to add back. We can go a gear. It gives us a lot of, gives up a lot of equip spells, but we could go a gear. I think we will. I think we kind of have to, if I'm being honest. I don't really think it's even optional at this point. Sending these 4 cards to grave is not the worst thing in the world. We will survive. Let's pitch them all. Let's special summon Augear. Alright, so we're going to use this card first, and we're going to use our Bamboo Sword second. This is fine. I wonder if there's a better mill target off of Augear than... I mean, we kind of need it for the Turpin, but there are certain situations where you really just want a card that can do something by itself. I wonder if there's a card like that that I'm unaware of. It's very, very possible, so it is. It is extremely possible that that card exists, and I just don't know what it is. So we're going to send Turpin to grave. We can activate Turpin and things now, but we're not going to. What we're going to do is we're going to activate... Oh, we could go into the Princess first. No. Actually, let's do this. Let's go Princess first, right? Maybe this is a misplay, right? Okay, this is an experimental play here, okay? Bear with me. This is an experimental play. We're gonna go Princess first here. We're gonna activate Princess. We're gonna bring back the Augear. Right? Now we're gonna use the Sinful Spoils, and we're going to get rid of the Princess. That just puts Princess in grave for later to be used. Okay, I actually think that worked out quite well. Alright, so what we need is a tuner. So we've got a few options. I could just summon Ricardo from hand. I could summon Ricardo from hand off of this, but that seems really weak. Seems really weak. I'll do it though. It's fine. It makes the most sense. Alright, then we get activating. Summon it to Turpin. I really think there should be I think there may be a better Augear target. I'm gonna have a look after this game just to see if there's any cards that like are worth consideration that I am perhaps missing. But again, that has to be something, right? So we're gonna use now Princess of Noble Arms. Activate its effect. Let's get searching. We did leave a Durandal in our deck, so we still do have a valid search target off of this. So let's grab it. Now we still have all 3 targets actually, that's right, because I have a whole bunch of other equip spells that I play. Which is important, right? That's part of why you want to play so many equips. I know some people play this deck with like a handful at most, and it's really weird. So we're going to use Turpin and Grave. We're going to target the Angelica. Angelica then, of course, is going to bounce off the field, and we still have Augear's effect if we need it from the graveyard later on in the turn. And we no longer even need to summon Turpin because we have Augear, right? So we don't need to banish our Turpin. Sending a card to grave, we're going to send a Gearfried. Let's send Gearfried. Special summon, bring out Roland. Excellent. So this is normally where you would do the whole Durandal. Grabbing cards before you're going into Charles. I think I'm just going to go Charles, though. Hell yeah. Bringing out the Charles. Now we're going to equip him with a card. We're going to equip him with Roland. Alright, right here. That'll trigger his effect to pop a card. We are going to pop a card. We're going to pop the Fire Engine. Perfection. Now we're going to Link Summon into the Link 1. Again, our opponent's playing a hand filled with spells and traps. So we should theoretically be in a really strong position here. because our deck is very good at stopping spells and traps. Right, now we're going to use the field spell. We're going to summon out Charles. Not negating ourselves. Almost got too trigger happy there. I'm just conscious of timer. It's making me preemptively click shit that I don't need to click. Okay. Hang on. So you can add a... I think adding is probably better. No, I guess I could just summon Gearfried from the graveyard. No, adding is better. Adding is better. So we're going to use our Bamboo Sword on Charles. Again, Bamboo Sword saving us 2 games in a row. Well, I mean, last game we still lost, but you know what I mean. Putting us in a good position 2 games in a row. It's a very good mill off of Isolde. I'm going to bring back Charles into the spell and trap card zone. Hell yeah. Now I will go Durendal. Targeting the Charles. Then we're going to use the Durendal. We're going to grab Renaud. Good stuff. Special Renaud. Out it comes. Renaud going to activate, grabbing back Gearfried from the grave. Conscious of timer is my only concern. Going to activate Gearfried. We're going to banish the Bamboo Sword. Summon itself. And we're going to use these 2. We're going to go in the Baron. Great. So we got Baron. So now we're going to equip on some cards. We're going to go for the Augur onto this guy. Right here. Then we're going to end turn. And this is going to equip onto itself Angelica Ring from the graveyard. And an Augur from the deck. Now, neither of these guys can be destroyed. We have 3 spell negates and an Omni. So, yeah, we should be good. That should do it. I'm not gonna lie. That should probably just do it. Oh, Dia Bellstar. What a start. I'm gonna just let that one get negated. So do you negate the activation? Yeah, okay, he's done. He's out. Get the fuck out of here, buddy. Alright, I'm gonna have a little look through list of potential sends off our gear, then we'll do one more game. Just for one game, we are going to try something a little bit different here. I'm going to bump up Renaud and Ricardo. Renaud to 3, Ricardo to 2. And the reason we're doing that is that a lot of these situations where I'm thinking to myself that we need a better Augur send, that's not actually the case. What we need in those situations is an ability to extend with any additional warrior. And the deck has a lot of them, but in our build, because we're playing so many equip spells, we don't have that many room for additional monsters. We're going to bump the deck up to 45 for one game. We're going to test the deck out with additional copies of Renaud and Ricardo. That just means more extenders available to us. You can also, if you wanted to, drop the second copy of Ricardo to play one copy of Astolfo. I think that's also a very good situation. Only really if you have Augur, though. That's the only reason I'm hesitant there is because it's only good with Augur. But those are your options. We're going to play one more game. Let's get into it. All right, one more. Let's do this. Win a coin toss. Unfortunate. So we are going to go second this time, I would imagine. Yes, we are. Now, the deck doesn't have a great amount of tools going second. Hopefully, the additional extenders actually assist us in our ability to go second, but we shall see. Aqua Dolphin. That's fine. The rest of this hand is great, though. Like, Heritage, Renaud, and Gearfried are all really good cards. Aqua Dolphin kind of stings to see in the hand, but you know what? It could definitely be a lot worse. So, let's just find out what happens. When it's playing the Blue Eyes Chaos Max Mate, it has acquired 0 drip. What the fuck? Acquired 0 drip for this whole event. What the hell? Got us looking like fucking amateurs out here. What the hell? Alright, gonna go for Moyeg. Moyeg gonna summon a token. Okay, double Vishuda in hand. That kind of sucks to be him, I guess. Well, I mean, not really. It gives him plenty of discard fodder. Doesn't really apply too heavily to Sword Soul because they can abuse the fact that they have all those worms by discarding, revealing. Even if they were to set up the likes of Blackout here, that would be fucking phenomenal. Depending on what those other 2 cards in hand are, He could search for a long one here. He could search for blackout here. He could do a lot of things. Could do a lot of things. Sword Soul, I would imagine Protoss isn't legal in this event. Sword Soul losing Protoss, but going into such a heavily restricted format does leave them probably towards the top of the ladder, because they can very comfortably grab something like Blackout. Oh my god, man. What is this hand? He just has it all. That's fine. It happens. So, Strategist plus token into, I can only imagine perhaps a Sinister Sovereign here. Nice green screen shading across onto me, huh? Do a little bit of that. Yeah, Baron the Fleur. Oh no, Baron not actually going into the Sinister Sovereign. Okay. I would have been Sinister, but that's just me. Baron makes more sense though. It does. I get it. This fucking sucks, man. I don't know if and or what we can do about this. Okay, we got Ogier. Yeah, I really don't know. Really don't know. Okay. Let's go Heritage. See if we can beat out that Baron. Gonna negate me? No, he's not. Yeah, that makes sense. I wouldn't negate that either. I wonder if there's a way to set up a spell trap negate without needing to go all the way through Charles. Add a card to hand. So maybe we want to add Oliver to hand, right? Oliver can maybe do some stuff. Okay, let's do this. Let's give this a little try. Let's grab Oliver. We're gonna normal summon the Ogier. Activate. Mate, let this go. That'd be very nice of him if he did. Ash Blossom. Okay. I mean, I might as well call by. I'm not gonna get another chance to. So I might as well do it now. Hopefully he like Baron negates this. Oh, he's gonna Grandmaster negate the Ogier. Okay, wait, that's fine. Again, we're eating interruption. That's really the objective here, is just to eat interruption. That is our primary objective at the moment. That is fine. So then we probably just want to go for Oliver. So we're going to use Oliver. We're going to drop the Gearfried. Summon itself. Probably going to blackout here. Yeah, okay, that's what I thought. I don't really think there was a super practical way around that. Yeah, I don't think so. Alright. Deck sucks. The deck kind of sucks going second, I guess. The deck kind of sucks going second. Let's bring up the list. We'll talk a little bit more about that. But I think, honestly, we showed off everything we need to show off in this video. And here's the list. So this is what we've been playing. Again, it's been pretty successful. Most of the time, whenever we go first, we can put up a very overwhelming board. Adamancipator was the one exception. It goes figure, right? As soon as I turn the camera on, we go against Adamancipator. Like, I hadn't seen that deck in the event yet. I didn't know people were playing it. I didn't know it was even playable. But yeah, I mean, it makes sense. It's a very good deck. And that Adamancipator has a very good matchup against you. But most other decks, especially the likes of Sword Soul, which is very omnipresent, sorry, is very susceptible to the particular form of interruptions that Infernoble will set up, assuming you can go first. Now, going second, that's where things get dicey, and that's where perhaps we can look into making some minor adjustments to the deck. There's two real directions you can go in that regard. You could either go from the direction of wanting to go down like a board breaker line, so you could drop the Diabell Star line, because it's really, the Diabell Star line is cool and cute, but it's not like all that, right? You can drop the Diabell Star line, and you can go for like triple droplet, something like that. Or you could go for like triple up on your imperm, maybe put in some talent. I don't know how good that is though. I think 1-for-1 is a fantastic card in particular. I think you probably do want to play 1-for-1 regardless of whether or not you're going to cut the Diabell Star line. I think 1-for-1's a really solid card. But yeah, the Diabell Star line is good because it does get you access to any of your level 1s basically from your deck, which is nice. What did I add in that wasn't in here before? Tactics. So talent is good. I would definitely play 1-for-1 in hindsight. I don't know why I wasn't playing this. It's a very good card, especially getting access to your Renaud or Ricardo if you happen to get interrupted. Yeah, there's just a lot of ways you can play it. There's just a ton of things you can do. So it can feel at times a little bit normal summon reliant, which is why I think the Diabell Star line is so good, because it makes you not normal summon reliant, which is a big thing. So I would definitely consider either going down the board breaker lane where we're just cutting Diabell Star and playing more sort of heavy interruption, or more heavy interruption and more engine, or we could lean heavier into Diabell Star and try to make it another primary starter for the deck. Both options work. Both options are very effective. You might want to play the deck at 50. You might want to cut some of the equip spells to bring it down to 40. It's up to you, right? I'm just telling you what you can do. I showed you how I was playing it. It was working out for me in most situations. Again, you can design your own version of it and let me know in the comments below, or in the Discord, let me know how much success you're having with Infernoble Knights. But yeah, it's a very flexible deck. I don't think it's mastered by any means. I think there's definitely still a lot that can, number one, be learned, and number two, be experimented with, because I don't think there's like a best way to build it. You can lean in different directions and do different things, but I don't think there's like a best way. I think the end boards are usually fairly similar. The big weakness of my deck is that it's not very good going second, right? That's it, right? Most other things it can handle. It's not very good against decks that rely exclusively on monster effects, which luckily in this event is not very prominent. Even in like regular rank, that's not very prominent. For a deck to rely entirely on monster effects is not very common, contrary to popular belief, right? Spell cards play a massive part in pretty much every top tier strategy. So in regular rank, that's really strong because most decks are using powerful spells. In this event, most decks are using powerful spells. The occasional one gives you a hard time, and you're not very strong going second. So that's my take on it. You take with that as you will. But if you watched this far, make sure you actually like the video to help your boy out trying to get that 10,000 subscribers by the end of 2024. Probably not going to hit it, but you know what? You can help out by subscribing and liking the video. But I'll not take up any more of your time here this evening. I'll see you next time.